Hi. So today I wanted to do a quick demo to deploy over 100 of Ingress, Kubernetes Ingress services to the big IP with the F5 container Ingress services pod. And so here's the diagram. I have one lightweight Kubernetes cluster. It's a K3S master single node. So I only have one single node cluster here. And I am going to deploy the F5 container ingress services. And also I'm going to deploy say 15 namespace here. I only draw 2 namespace here as example, but I'm going to deploy 15 namespace. In each namespace, I'm going to deploy 2 Nginx pod, and I'm going to also deploy 10 services and 10 ingresses. So same for the namespace too. And I wrote Ingress Perl script that can deploy everything just in one command. So like type this ingress -ns.perl with -a, which is add the deployment. Then -n is for number of namespace, say 15. -i is for number of ingress. I give it a 10, and the -p is for how many pod I wanted to deploy in each namespace. So once I run this command, the F5 container ingress pod will deploy the configuration through the control plane to the big IP. So as a result, there will be a virtual server and a policy and a pools for each ingress. And I only draw 2 examples here. So that's the control plane. And so here is the north-south data plane traffic. So there's a client can send a request to big IP virtual, and the virtual will, based on the policy to load the balance into the pool, that the pool will have a pool member with Nginx pod. So, and this we integrate the big IP and the Kubernetes cluster to achieve the load balancing function. Okay, so I'm going to run this script, and let's see the demo. Okay, so here's my single master node, K3S, the lightweight Kubernetes cluster. So here's my script. I already deployed the Nginx. I already deployed the Nginx controller version. Okay, so I already deployed the container ingress services pod. So here's my F5 container ingress services pod, which is going to deploy the ingress Kubernetes cluster ingress and the services to the big IP. And so I'm going to run this script I wrote. We wanted to add the configuration, and let's give a 10 15 namespace. In each namespace, we deploy 10 ingress. And in each namespace, we deploy 2 index pod. Okay, so just simple as that. Let's run the script. Okay, so it's deployed. The namespace, pod, and the ingress are deployed in the K3s Kubernetes cluster. So let's see if we have our index pod deployed. Okay, so we have index pod deployed in each namespace, and each namespace there is a 2 index pod deployed, right? 2 index pod, and we have 10 ingress deployed in each namespace. So here's, so for example, in namespace 14, we have 10 ingress deployed. Okay, and so let's look at the big IP, see if the configuration is deployed to the big IP. Okay, so here you can see we already have a we already have 150 virtual server, Ingress virtual server created on this big IP, right? And we have pools, 150 pools deployed in this big IP, right? They all have health monitor, and it's green. And we can send a request to the virtual server and see, let's just choose. So the virtual server first, based on the policy on the big IP, and then the policy will direct the request to the pool. For example, so this is a policy for virtual server, for this virtual server. And it says, as long as the host header matches this virtual server host name, it will deploy to a pool. Let's send a request to, so this is the virtual IP address on the big IP. Okay. Let's open our client. This is our client. So we have this command, Perl test command, and so we copy this command, put it in our virtual IP address. Oops, sorry. This is our virtual IP address. This is a virtual IP address. So then we'll give it a correct host name because the policy is based on the host name request header. Okay. So this is our okay, I can copy paste. Let's just type into service to NS9. Index to service to NS9. Okay. So this is our client request to the big IP virtual. Let's enter. Hold on. Oh yeah, we missed the .com. We missed the .com. Okay. So here is the Nginx pod response, and it's the big IP virtual server. On the big IP, we set it a cookie, a big IP cookie. Okay. So again, this is our command based on the policy configured on the big IP. As long as the host header name matches, we load the balance to the pool. Okay. Host header is this. Send it to the pool. So this is again the diagram. Okay. So client send a request. Client send a request. Client send a Perl request through this data path to big IP to virtual IP. Then the virtual IP will have the virtual will have a policy. If the policy says if the request matches this host header, load the balance to the pool, and the pool has the Nginx pod as pool member. Okay, so this is control plane. So the control plane happens pretty fast, and once I deploy run this ingress Perl script, it will deploy whatever, how many number of namespace or ingress or pod I want in the cluster, and deploy that ingress to the big IP as soon as it can, and then we can test through the data path to see if the configuration works, right? So yeah, just you know though, this works pretty well with the controller F5 container Ingress services version 2.3.0. It does not work well with version this version. It does not work well with version 1.13.0 because the 1.13.0 version is quite old. It uses a very old, absolute Python agent to push the configuration to big IP. That is not very efficient. Instead, the CIS 2.0.0, it uses AS3 and to push the configuration to the big IP, which is much more efficient. And actually, there is a ticket. some user opened a ticket to deploy the ingress onto Big IP using the agent mode CCCL, which is a Python agent, that is obsolete and not working efficient. Instead, we should use AS3 as agent mode. Okay. So actually, the customer will have an issue with the Python agent, CCCL agent. Okay. And also here is the Perl script I wrote I put on the GitHub under my name. So this is my GitHub, and this is a Perl script Ingress, and as you can see, it's very simple, just over 100 lines of Perl script, and so here the same diagram I put here for your reference, and yeah, so yeah, this is what I wanted to demo. Thank you.